All right, here's part two. I just wanted to graph one more line with you to make sure that you feel comfortable graphing from slope-intercept form. So here's our second example. Again, I know you might not have graph paper, so you can just draw a coordinate plane on your page or try to find some graph paper. I printed this off the internet. I just Googled graph paper. So y equals -2/3 x minus 3. Adding in some negatives here. So again, for me, when I start this process, I always write down what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. That is always my starting point, so I know how to get how to proceed and what to graph. We never have subtraction. This is still true. I'm still going to add the opposite. And so when I'm looking for b, I'm looking at that constant. The b is actually -3. It is critical that we see the subtraction as a -3 for b. So my first step, if you remember, my first step is to graph the y-intercept. My y-intercept is -3. So I'm going to start at the origin and I go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's my y-intercept because that's where it's going to cross the y-axis. The y-axis is the vertical axis. The slope then is the coefficient. It's -2/3. And then you have a choice with this negative. You can either think about the negative out front, or you can move it to the top or the bottom. I always move my negatives to the top so that when I'm graphing, I have a consistent plan. So I just take the negative that's out front, I scoot it to the top, and now I'm going to graph my rise of -2, which means I'm going to go down 2, and I'm going to run 3. So you have to move that negative either to the top or the bottom. My personal preference is to move it to the top. So to graph the line, we always start with our pencil on the point. And I'm going to do what it says. It says -2, which means I'm going to go down 2. 1, 2, run 3. 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. If you wanted to move the negative to the bottom, that's fine. So these we know are equivalent. You can move the negative into the top or the bottom. This now says from the original point, if I wanted to use this slope, rise 2. 1, 2, go to the left 3. A -3 means go to the left. So I rise 2, I run 3. And do you see how these points are all in a line? So you can go either direction. You can go up and to the left or down and to the right, and you get the same line. Thanks for watching.